Hi guys, what's up? What's up? Hi, my name is Yudi and welcome to my channel. I'm happy to have you on board. Today we are going to look at pivot table, the most simplified method. So our end product is going to look like this. We might add one or two to this table to make it look more complex, but our end product is going to look like this. Don't worry, I'm here to guide you. So let's get into it. Let me delete this because we're trying to generate this. Okay, so let's get on to our pivot table. So what is pivot table? Just a way of summarizing large data or a way of analyzing or summing large data. So let's get into it. First, we go into insert, and that is where we find our pivot table. But before you generate a pivot table, you must have had a preview of what your pivot table is going to look like. You already have the large data, right? Yes. So what do you want to do? Pivot table is all about summarizing what you want to plot against. So, but if you don't have a preview in mind, it's totally fine. So all you have to do is come to recommended pivot table. Excel has actually done some of the job already. So you come to recommended pivot tables, you click on it, and you can see Excel already suggested some pivot designs for us, or what it thinks that we want to do. So for mine, I'm having sum of H by M chop, sum of M2 by F chop, and all that. So if Excel actually suggests what you want, you can actually double click on it and you're totally fine. But if not, let's create together. So I'm going to cancel this because I want to show you how to create. So what do I do? So remember, I went to insert and pivot table. We click on pivot table. So we click on pivot table, it brings up pivot table from table or range. Select a table or range. So automatically it picks the range of your data. You can see the dotted line moving. So it picks the range of the data. So next is asking you where you want the pivot table to be placed. Do you want it on a new worksheet or you want it on an existing worksheet? I always advise a new worksheet. So you pick OK. So this is it. So let's start the job. So this is how it looks like. You have here is to build a report, and by the right you have your pivot table fields, and below by the right, below by the right you have your areas and all that. So let's pick. So what am I going to pick? Just like I said, you must have had a design in mind. So let me design my own. It's going to give you an idea to design yours. So yours might be finance, might be warehouse data that you have, the finance data, a sales data. It's still the same process that you're going to follow. So let's get into it. So I pick sex as my filter. I pick school on my rows. What do I add to my rows again? I pick M job for my rows. I pick what do I pick again? Raising for my rows. Then for my values, what I actually want to calculate, I want to calculate the study time, the travel time, the activities, um, activities. Should we add? Let me add one more. Let's add the failures also. So this is how my pivot table is going. So I've picked my data. Now don't get me wrong, you can design, like I said, as you want. You can arrange your data as you want. So let's say my reason is on my rows. Okay, no, I don't want my reason to be on my rows. You can just think, oh, I don't want this particular item on the rows, I want it to be on the column. You can drag it to the column. Or you can say, okay, I don't want this particular item at all, I don't want it to be on my pivot table. You can take it out. All you have to do is take it out. You can see the X and it goes out. Either you take it out like that or you untick on the pivot fields. So I actually need that to make it more, more bulky. So this is how it looks like. We are halfway done. So next I'm going to show you the design. The design. In the design we have the subtotals, we have the grand totals, we have the report layout. So let's start from the subtotals. Now if you look at the pivot table, we have the subtotals up here currently. So you can see the subtotal for each section. So you come here, let's say you don't want the subtotal here, you want to send this report out, or you want to show it to somebody that you don't want the person to see the subtotal, or let's say it's a sales report. You have subtotals for regions or for areas, and you want to take it out. You don't want them to see which area is doing more than the other area. So you can remove the subtotals. So you can just click here, do not show. So it takes out the subtotals. Or you can say, okay, I want the subtotals to be at the bottom of the group, so it comes down here. Remember that initially it was up, so we can leave it like this. Or what do you think? Should we leave it at default? Because let's leave it at default, or at the top before, so let's leave it at default. So that is it for the subtotals. Also for the grand totals, you can remove the grand totals. You want to send your report to a customer, you want to send it to anybody, you don't want the person to see the grand total, or you want to snipe it, and you just want to snipe it without the grand total, so you can turn it off. So before if you don't want the person to see the grand total, you can do all these settings and save it before you send it to the person. Remember, do the settings first before you forward the report out. So for the grand total, let me just scroll down so that you see my grand total, so that when I do it, you will see the difference. So off for rows and columns. So it takes out the grand totals entirely. So you can off for a particular row or for particular columns and all that. So let's turn it on, and we need it. Then for the reports, the report layout. So this is your report. How do you want the layout to be? Currently is on compact form. Let's click on it. There'll be no change. Just 1 minute. Let me just scroll this up. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like and share. Thank you. So let's continue. Report layout. We've seen the compact form, which is default. The next is show in outline form. So I click on it. So this is the outline form, which is very easy. So difference between the outline form and the tabular form, I'm going to show you the tabular form. So the beauty of this is that when you have so much data to display, you can easily collapse each section and just leave the section that you want to see. You understand? You can easily collapse each section and leave the section you want to see. So let me just expand it back. So the tabular form, the difference is just the margin, the block margin, or the lines in between. So that's just the difference between the tabular form, the tabular layout, and the outline layout. So whichever one you want to present your report, is up to you. Then the next is the color. If you don't like this default blue color, it can be boring, so you can change to orange, you can change to green, you can change to whatsoever you want. It's a report, it's you, so it should reflect you. So the next thing we're going to look at is the pivot chart. So the pivot chart, you go to insert, and on the chart area you see pivot chart or pivot chart. So you click on it. I pick the pivot chart. So the pivot chart, I like using the column chart. You can decide to use line chart, pie chart, bar chart, depends on you. You can say there's so much things to pick from. So but since I like the column, let's do the pie, since this is like a tutorial. So let's this is the pie chart. Like for instance, after presenting your data, let's say you have a presentation and you present your data, your pivot data, and you explain all these things, I always advise you people to also show in a chart form. A chart form is easy to understand, is easy to just interpret by just looking at it, because it just have pictures and you can see which it just has colors and you can see which color is bigger, is wider, so you can actually see which area is doing well or which region is doing well or which state is doing well. Just by looking at the color, they can just ask you, oh, this blue color here, which country or which state does it represent? So it's very easy to interpret. So let's go with the pie chart. So that is our chart, and the last thing I'm going to show you is the calculation. So let's say you're in finance department or you're in sales. You don't have to you don't have to use your calculator to start calculating. So all you have to do is come to I like going to the grand total. So you come to the grand total, you click on the inside the box, you right click, excuse me. When you right click, you see something like show value as. You can see right now it shows no calculation. So you can actually calculate based on percentage of the grand total. You can calculate the difference. You can calculate the percentage of the row. So you can right click on any part of maybe from the subtotal, you can calculate from there also. So let's go to the grand total. Let's pick one, percentage of the grand total. So it's calculate each line against the grand total, where the grand total gives you it's 100%. So each line is just against the grand total. So that's it, guys. Okay, I think I have one more thing to show you. So let me take this back to no calculation. So let's say this report was sent to you without the bulky data, without the main data, without the whole data on one spreadsheet, instead of you going to the pivot table and picking it one by one. So how do you get the bulk data in place? So all you have to do is right click on your data and you click on show details. So when you click on show details, it gives you the entire data. This is when I do this when a pivot table is sent to me and the person do not include the pivot table has already been set up. So but I needed to see the entire data in a place, everything just on a sheet together without me going to pivot to pick them one by one. I can actually do this on pivot, but instead of me going to pivot to pick them one by one, there's already a shortcut on pivot. So you just come to just right click and show data and everything comes up like this. Thank you guys. Please subscribe, like and share if you enjoyed this tutorial, and there will be more tutorials to come. Please remember to click on the notification bell so that you can be alerted, or YouTube can alert you once we upload a new video. Thank you. Bye.